Welcome, Axe fans, to the group of death. Welcome back, Axe fans, to the Axe Arena. Nothing else like it on the internet, right? Who's doing crazy stuff like this? Madness. All this time on my hands. Well, all right, welcome. This is Group G, the group of death. The American entry today drew a tough bracket. A tough bracket. And it will have to perform superbly to advance from the first round. So from left to right, we have some amazing single bit axes. The American entry, as I mentioned, council tool jersey pattern, right? I gotta say, I have to say, for the price of this axe, I'm blown away. Like, I am blown away. In the value axe category, there is a grand champion already, I think. I might have to do some more testing, but wow, this is outstanding. This is the council tool kind of standard line axe, but it's been, you know, jazzed up a little bit with a little more outdoorsy traditional look to it. I like what I see. You know, it's a rough finish. There is value here, but takes a great edge. Really does. It takes a nice edge, but we'll see how it holds up. Okay, got a really sweet 25-degree convex on this, quite thin, quite sharp, and I think it's going to do really well. But up against some big guns. This guy right here, this is an Ochsenkopf, ox head, all right? 1.6 kilo Bavarian pattern. Just a crazy vintage thing I found. Just look at that. Look at that. As just says Bavarian Alps, right? And start yodeling with this thing, okay? This is actually a European ash wood haft. All right, I got from Germany, from my friend over there, Michael. Right, this is your handle he sent me. It's hardware store handle. Boy, it's nice. Boy, it's really nice. And I jazzed up really nice. This is really cool. But these Bavarian patterns, I mean, these are a stiletto. I mean, these are needles. Really, the bit on this thing is absolutely thin, absolutely extended. It's quite incredible with that big sweep on the end. It's just kind of amazing, and it's a 20-degree grind. And that wasn't like it wasn't like I was aiming, I want a 20-degree grind. It's just like the steel just sort of took it. It took a 20-degree. It is really nice. Rings amazing when you hit it on steel. I don't know if I can do it. Hopefully you could hear that. That's amazing, right? Little cross wedge in there, quite tight. Excited to see how that swings. Boy. But the final entry hails from Latvia. Latvia, yes, a Baltic republic with an extraordinary axe tradition, a blacksmithing tradition. Weird as it may sound, there's some very famous brands of custom tool making coming out of Latvia. Who knew, right? And so I'll tell you, this is custom forged, hand forged by a blacksmith, start to finish. Highest craftsmanship available, all right? You really can get an amazing axe, all right, from a craftsman. It just costs a little money. This one costs a little money, but look at that, incredible, right? Kind of an adaptation maybe on an American Kentucky pattern meets Swedish turpentine pattern meets just the artist's own kind of influences there, all right? And it's just amazing. This has a welded super steel bit. And when I say super steel, I'm probably inviting the trolls to come in and school me on the nomenclature of true super steel steels, right? I know that. Okay, just back up a second, just back up. Right, hang on. What I meant was there is a tool or knife grade steel bit welded into this haft, which was a way axes used to be constructed, all right, when higher quality was needed, because just like a knife, on the edge, you can use all kinds of really modern, expensive, amazing steels that will take and keep an edge much longer, much better than the typical softer, milder steels that most production axes have. But this one, because it's made by a blacksmith, is welded in the forging process into the overall head. The head is still mild steel, which is what you want, right? So it can survive, okay, and not crack, but the edge
wood yard says no more pine, and all the sawmills are full on quota line. Diesel is up and the profits are down. Only people making money is them banks downtown. I've logged the Carolinas and Tennessee. I've cut wood throughout the whole Southeast. I run a cat in the woods and a Pete I drive, and a logger man can survive. Logging folks can survive. I can cut timber all day long. I can load them trucks from dusk till dawn. We make our own roads and our log decks too. Ain't too many things these old loggers can't do. From veneer white oak to pulpwood and pine, a logger man can survive. Logging folks can survive. Because you can't starve us out and you can't slow us down, 'cause logging men will always be around. We pay all our bills on time, and you won't find a logger in the welfare line. We're from Washington State to the Everglades, and we're all proud of the places we're raised. We can grapple pull or run a high line. The logger men can survive. Logging folks can survive. I've got some good friends that work in the city. They look at all loggers with eyes full of pity. Oh, but I've worked hard my whole dang life, taking care of my kids and my beautiful wife. Oh, and folks always say they couldn't work in the woods, but I'm here to tell you, man, we have got it good. Oh, this country needs to wake up and realize without a logger there's a loss of supply. I'd like to see a tree hugger use a pine cone and not live in a wooden built home, 'cause a logger man can survive. Logger folks can survive. Because you can't starve us out and you can't slow us down, 'cause logging men will always be around. We pay our bills all on time, and you won't find a logger in the welfare line. We're from Washington State to the Everglades, and we're all proud of the places we're raised. On we can grapple pull, run a high line, and a logger man can survive. Logging folks can survive. A logging man can survive. Logging folks can survive.
Okay, wouldn't need the battery nor time for coffee is the only bad thing about this whole afternoon, because that was awesome. Wish I had coffee, but I don't. Just don't got the battery. So, what do you guys think? So the Ochsenkopf was a laser beam. Light, fast, fun. Cut well, I think you could see that. Cut really well, that thin bit. Would get stuck though, would get in there and get stuck. It really would. And you know, I'm looking at my hang, probably gonna need a barrel wedge for my hang. Little bit of play after its first day out. I admit it, I hung it. I was a little worried, I didn't know if I got the cross wedges in far enough. A little bit loose. So, barrel wedges going in. Great axe, great axe. Deutschland über alles. Beautiful. So I know there's a lot of Max fans probably want Council Tool to move on. And I have to say, I was incredibly impressed. I was very, very impressed with this axe. This is an excellent buy. It felt really good. I got issues with the long handles, I just do. And the more tired I get, the more I have issues, I think, you know. But cut really well for, you know, 1/10 of the price of the Mārcis. Yeah, maybe not that much, quite a bit less. You know, if you're looking for a great axe, this is a great axe. I did love it. It cut really, really well. And you know, one thing I was looking at the edge, you know, see how that held up. And I'm happy to say there's a little nick. There's a little nick down on the heel, but it's really small. It could happen to any axe. It really could. It did great, really great. It was fun to swing. Outstanding. Well, I don't really know what you're gonna do against custom super steel. I really don't. You're just not going to get a better axe than one that is made one at a time, start to finish, from a master craftsman. You're just not. There's a lot of little things. This is a big axe. This is heavy. This is a heavy axe. But customizing the handle was amazing. It really was amazing. That is such a huge payoff. If you're looking for some way to make your axe or your chopping or whatever more efficient, man, take a rasp of your handle, custom fit that to your hands. Boy, that's great. So much more accurate, really. And there's a little twist in this handle. There's a little twist in it, and I compensated for it in the grip that I sanded for myself. Works great, fantastic. And of course, you know, super sharp, crazy, ride home to mama, load up the van, we're heading to Sharpsville kind of edge. Wow, that's so great. Really, I don't know. I would love to have more people swing these axes and help me like get feedback on them. I'm just gonna have to say this is an incredible piece that's moving on for sure. Mārcis, well done. Well done. Hello, axe fans. If you've watched this video all the way to this point, you probably wouldn't mind a little more commentary on the Mārcis Liepiņš hand-forged axe with the welded bit and the quote-unquote super steel, or harder, higher carbon steel. 80 CRV2 is the closest nomenclature. It's sort of the English-American nomenclature. Of course, as you know, I'm treading on sacred ground here with the knife guys and stuff. You start talking about steel, really don't want to get into a big giant debate about which steel is which. Mārcis is an outstanding blacksmith, enormous experience, and his work speaks for itself. Nevertheless, he has access to Eastern European steels which have different nomenclatures, okay, than ours. And the closest one, based on the manufacturer's tables and the content of the different elements, was 80 CRV2. And so what that means, if you're completely unfamiliar with this idea, is that there is a piece of metal that is welded, sandwiched underneath layers of a milder, softer steel right here at the bit. And you can see the transition points kind of randomly snaking their way across. You can see where that bit is emerged, all right, right there at the end, all right? And it's a harder steel, temper's a little different. And the idea here is that you're putting a higher performance steel up here where the impact is, right? And still getting all the benefits of a milder, softer steel in the eye, where you just need more give, all right? Need more absorption of the shock, okay? So it doesn't break when it hits. And so what I do after chopping is I take them back to the workshop, I clean everything off, shine it up a little bit, and you know, you got to get all the scum off. You can see what really, if there's any damage to your bits. And so I've yet to have to sharpen this axe. So I've used it not professionally all summer, but I've used it several times, and I've yet to have to sharpen the axe. I haven't had to do it. And yesterday was no different. There is no damage. It is paper cutting sharp. I could get paper if you don't believe me, but it is. And it just seems to wear incredibly well. And I'm gratified because we had two other axes to compare it against, an Ochsenkopf, okay? And there was, with that frozen wood yesterday, there's a little bit of damage, just a little bit of rolling on that 20-degree, really thin ice pick bit here, all right? The Council tool as well. Now I want to say, kudos to Council. This is an incredibly well-made axe for the price. I was able to get mine even below the manufacturing price at somebody's sale. It was a staggering purchase. I was just like, my God, that's incredible. It's really well made. It's hung superbly. All right, the finish, you know, people like different finishes. I like this. This is really good. Took a great edge, but as you know from Council Tool, you know, they have a very like high-end line, you know, the velvet cut axes, and Council Tool uses 5160 steel on that. They're very proud of that, and they let you know, and they talk a lot about the 5160 using that. It's a great steel, okay? And when you go look at the advertisements and product specs for this axe, there's no mention of what the steel is. So I'm just guessing to meet the price point. It's not 5160. It's not their premium axe, and you wouldn't expect them to do that. But here's the damage from yesterday's chopping right in there. You can see that. Now, is that a fatal flaw? Is that like, oh, Council Tool sucks? No, no. I know people are going to say, oh, yeah, it's terrible. No, it's not. I mean, these damage of this size can be sharpened and used out very easily. And it kind of, you know, is frozen wood. It's like, what do you want? it's hard on the tool. So it's very difficult. In fact, I don't know of any production axe brand making welded bits and experimenting with the steel. So you got to go to blacksmiths to kind of get that, all right? And they'll do it for you. And but the price is up there. Is it worth it? I mean, to me, yeah. I mean, I'm really impressed, and it is something to think about, right? These welded bits. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something.